There was a time where I thought the Sonic the Hedgehog series was pretty much dead, and it was all because of one particular Sonic game. Well, also due to the fact that the Sega was going downhill at the time. I pretty much gave up hope for Sonic, until one particular day, I found out about this game called Sonic 4. I got really excited, and I was waiting and waiting for this game to come out. And now that this game is finally out, I think it would be appropriate if I reviewed it, so this is the review of Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Well, it's been 16 years since Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles, but is this game still good? Absolutely, this game is excellent. And I'll explain why in this review. First off, I want to point out that there is a save feature in this game, so unlike the traditional old-school Sonic game where you couldn't save, in this one you actually can. And also the game does have some achievements as well, good achievements that you can unlock. And it also has leaderboards, but I will get to that later. So the game starts you off at a place called Splash Hill Zone. It's pretty much Green Hill Zone and Emerald Hill Zone all thrown into a blender. And pretty much everything you remember from the old school Sonic games is still there, like the enemies, the power-ups, and the rings. Everything's there. The game also gives you a special ability called the homing attack. This is very useful because you can fly right into enemies and kill them, and it's useful for getting onto platforms, or if you just want to kill off a bunch of enemies at once. You complete levels just like in the old Sonic games where you run past a sign, but if you get 50 or more rings, a giant ring will appear, and when you jump into the ring, it'll take you to a bonus stage. Now let me talk about the bonus stages in this game. The bonus stages are very similar to the bonus stages from the first Sonic game, except it has a new twist. Unlike the first Sonic game where you have to control Sonic and the level is always constantly rotating, in this one you get to rotate the level in different directions, and it's gravity that controls Sonic, so you're guiding Sonic through the level by using gravity. In these bonus stages you need to grab the rings because there's a wall that's going to be blocking your way, and you need a certain amount of rings to make that wall open up. Not only that, but there's also a time limit, so you have to get to the end of the bonus stages as fast as possible. At the end of each bonus stage there's a Chaos Emerald. If you get all the Chaos Emeralds, you'll be able to become Super Sonic and you can become invincible, which is really cool. But just to warn you, getting all the Chaos Emeralds in this game is very hard because the bonus stages are just so difficult. So what are the levels like in this game? Well, there's 4 zones, and each zone has 3 acts and a boss battle. There's the Splash Hill Zone, which I've already talked about. Then there's the Casino Street Zone, which is pretty much like the Casino Night Zone from Sonic 2. Then there's the Mad Gear Zone, which is like the Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2. And then there's the Lost Labyrinth Zone, which is like the Labyrinth Zone from the first Sonic game, and the Sandopolis Part 2 from Sonic & Knuckles, all thrown into a blender. Unlike the old Sonic games where you have to play the levels in order, in this game you get to choose which level you want to go, which is pretty cool. Now let's talk about the leaderboards in this game. In the game there's 2 different types of leaderboards. There's the score attack leaderboards where you try to beat your high score and upload your high score to the online leaderboards across the world. And then there's time attack leaderboards where you have to try and beat the level as quickly as you possibly can and upload that to the leaderboards. Now there was one thing about the online leaderboards that bothered me. How does somebody beat a level in 0 seconds? Obviously those people are hackers, and that kinda ruins it for me. Also, the game is very generous for giving you a lot of lives. I mean, just check this out. Yeah, you basically get the idea. But seriously, why does the game give you so many lives? I mean, it's quite rare that you'll ever get a game over in this game, but believe me, you're gonna need a lot of lives when you have to fight the final boss. In conclusion, the game is not perfect, it's just excellent. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, the game does have a few minor flaws, and it's still a good game. The reason why this game is so excellent is because the game takes classic elements from previous Sonic games and puts them into a new form, which is a good thing, and not only that, the game is really fun. If you love 2D platforming games, chances are you might actually enjoy this game. I should point out that the game is very short, and that's mainly because this is only the first episode of Sonic 4. Yes folks, you heard me. This whole review was based on the first chapter of Sonic 4. Which means, if you want to get the new episodes, you'll have to pay money for it. But the question is, when are these episodes coming out? Will I review them in the future? I don't know, but what I can tell you is, I thought the first episode was pretty darn good. And there were times where I would come back to the levels just to play them for fun. If you're not sure whether to buy this game, I'd suggest you download the demo for free from the Xbox Live Marketplace, and you can play the demo of Sonic 4 and see what you think of it. So, that's my review of Sonic 4, so this is Nintenguy saying take care and see you later.
And about his attitude. Smarty pants! Why can't it be more like that nice boy Mario? Oh!